How's it going, folks? I've gotten this video request for a long time now, and I've decided to do a what's on my iPad video, since that, I guess, is a very popular video on YouTube. And so I'll be showing you the apps today on my iPad too. I didn't upgrade to the new iPad this year. I just felt like the upgrades weren't large enough for me to justify buying a new iPad and going through the whole process of selling my old iPad and all that stuff and making sure accessories work. So I'll be keeping my iPad too until probably next year when the new model comes out, the iPad 4th generation, and I'll probably make a new video then too as well. So let me just show you what I have on my iPad too. Oh, and this is a 32 gigabyte AT&T version in white, obviously, and I use a blue smart cover, and then I use this red back cover, so it's kind of a patriotic iPad. That's kind of a mistake, but I really like this back cover. I will put a link down in the bottom bar if anyone asks for it. It's a really cool like TPU material, and it's probably my favorite case right now in the back. But anyway, let's get started with the actual apps themselves. My front page is actually pretty boring. I have most of the standard iOS apps instead of but I'll show you the ones that are not standard. First one is being the Weather Channel, which I actually plan on deleting soon. I really don't like it because it's actually pretty slow and laggy, and I felt like whoever designed the app didn't do a very good job, so I'm probably going to delete that anyway. Since I never really check the weather on my iPad, whenever I need to know the forecast, I always go on my iPhone anyway, and so that's probably going to go away soon. In my newsstand, I only have two publications. I have the New York Times, which I read a lot on my computer, and I also get, I think, unlimited free, unlimited content on the web, whatever, since my parents subscribe to the paper version. And then I have Wired, which I used to subscribe to the paper version, but when they switched over to digital, I decided not to subscribe, and I just buy the magazines a la carte whenever they have an interesting, issue or something. Over here, I have Pocket Cast, which is my favorite iOS podcast manager. It's actually sideways just because this is the iPhone version. They do plan on releasing an iPad version soon, but I don't have any issues with the iPhone versions. It actually looks pretty good scaled. So this is scaled and this is unscaled. Of course, I watch it like this. And that's where I listen to all my podcasts and such. You should really check it out too. Next is iPhoto, which is probably my favorite photo editing app. I actually gave away my iPad camera connection kit to my uncle, so I don't have a direct way of importing photos from my DSLR into the iPad, but a lot of times I've actually been taking photos on my iPhone and then beaming them to iPhoto on the iPad and editing it that way, and it works really well. I really like it. Over here I have Dropbox and Evernote, which is probably one of the main reasons why my iPad is such an important tool to me. I have all my school documents here on Dropbox saved in the cloud, so if I ever have to access them either through my iPad so I don't have to print out, like a study guide and save some paper, or I ever have to print something out at school, it's always saved on Dropbox, which is just so handy. I also have Evernote here, which I use for other things like personal lists, notes. It really helped me when I was applying to college too, since there's so many different logins and forms that you have to fill out. Evernote really kept that organized. And then down here in the dock, I have Facebook and Tweetbot. I'm actually thinking about switching back to the Twitter app for the iPad. I already did for my iPhone, just because, I don't know, I started using Tweetbot, I really liked it. Switch back to Twitter just to be, I have a curiosity. Really like Twitter, like their discovery tool and their kind of news feed now, which is really interesting. I went back to Tweetbot and I just felt kind of like it was too cluttered, and I don't like how dark the UI is. I don't know, something about it I just don't like anymore, so I might switch back to Twitter. And over here in my music folder, I have Spotify, which is also an iPhone app as well. I'm hoping that they'll release an iPad app soon. I don't have any music stored under music on the iPad just because I pretty much stopped using iTunes. I just can't stand iTunes anymore. So I get all my music through Spotify and then all my podcasts through Pocket Casts. And then I have Pandora whenever I want to listen to like a radio style music session. And then on the next page, I have iBooks, which I rarely ever use as well. I think the only book I have is like the iPad manual and, let's see, I think it's like the iPad manual, and then it's like the Beatles Yellow Submarine. Yeah, the Beatles Yellow Submarine picture book that they're giving away, and then some SAT book that I got for free a while ago. Then I have Zeit and Flipboard, and those are my two favorite apps for reading the news. They really make a really great, it's a really handy tool because like a lot of the RSS readers are very not graphic intensive, but the opposite of that. There's not much graphics. It's not very user intuitive and such, but these two make it so easy to collect all your favorite feeds and then present them in a way where it's really easy to read, kind of like your own personal magazine, and they both do a really great job. Next, I have some video apps. I have ABC Player, NBC, Netflix, Hulu, and Optimum. I use ABC. I used to watch ABC for Grey's Anatomy when I used to be obsessed with it to catch up on old episodes. And now I watch a lot like 2020 and all those old people shows, if you can call them that. Then I have NBC to watch 30 Rock since Hulu decided just to not show 30 Rock anymore through their app, which is really annoying since I am paying for their subscription service. So I might actually cancel Hulu just because NBC now shows 30 Rock. I guess they're just having tighter control over their content, which is really annoying. But NBC also, I watch The Office on that. Netflix, I watch all the past episodes of 30 Rock through Netflix, and then documentaries, Mythbusters, I think a couple of episodes of Parenthood, yeah, on Netflix. So I might just drop Hulu and just keep Netflix. And then here I have Optimum. I have Optimum Internet and TV service, which allows me so I'm able to watch live TV through my iPad as long as I'm connected to my home network. And I'm also able to program my DVR. Over here I have a couple of, games. I have Scribblenauts, which is probably my favorite game. It's like a sandbox type where you have to solve problems by creating items. It's just a lot of fun. It's kind of childish, but it's so fun. It's so easy. I'm thinking about getting this game also for my Nintendo 3DS since they have 2 games out there as well. But I feel like the Scribblenauts version for the iPad is probably the cleanest graphically. Then I have Skee Ball to relive my childhood. I have Amazon to check prices, to order things online, and to read reviews. This is probably one of my most important apps as well, especially when I'm looking into buying something new technology-wise and I want to see the reviews. And they always usually have the best prices, and plus I have Amazon Prime, so shipping is really, really fast. Here I have that Disney game, Where's My Water, I think. A lot of fun. I like those types of puzzle games. Never got into Angry Birds, though. I like this game a lot. Played Angry Birds once or twice, just never got into it. I don't know why. And then in this folder I have a couple of more different action games. I have Need for Speed Shift 2, Grand Theft Auto, NFL Flick, which is actually an iPhone game itself, Zombieville, and Diamond Dash. Here I have Epicurious, and that's a recipe app. Over the summer I thought I would teach myself how to cook amazingly and be very domestic, and I never cooked once during the summer, and that app is just a constant reminder that I did not learn anything new over the summer. Here are some board games I became obsessed with over the summer as well. Monopoly, Monopoly World Edition, and then Game of Life. They're just so much fun. I can just spend hours playing that game. I have no idea why. Because I normally don't like board games. I'm too short of an attention span. Over here I have Smeal's Magic Piano. Then I have an education folder. I have Khan Academy with their new app. I'm just so glad it came to the iPad. I've been watching Khan Academy since I was a freshman in high school. It helped me so much, especially if I didn't understand a concept in math or science. It's just so convenient to watch these videos and just relearn it at my own pace. And there's no real shame to it. There's no shame of raising your hand because you can rewind the video as many times as you need. Here I have Show Me, which is just an app I downloaded out of curiosity. It actually enables a teacher to almost create their own Khan Academy. So they can actually write on this whiteboard, and the app records their writing, and also the app records whatever's going in through the microphone. So they can record their own videos and post them on the web for their students to see. So I just downloaded the app to see how it works. iTunes U, TED Talks, and then Notability, which is a note-taking app whenever I have a stylus. And then here I've drawn something, of course, for the iPad. It's a lot easier to draw things here than on my iPhone since the screen is so much larger. But it doesn't really help the fact that since I'm a horrible drawer, it doesn't really help. I have Skype, and then I have Game Center, which I kind of wish I could delete just because I don't ever use it and it just takes up space. But it's not really a big deal. But that's pretty much it. I've been trying to keep a more minimalistic approach to my iPad apps. I just don't want to clutter it up. Back when I had my iPad 1, I just downloaded every app and just kept it on the iPad. And I realized I didn't use most of them, so I've decided to just keep it clean and simple and only use the app or keep the apps that I use on a regular basis. So that's pretty much it, guys. You can check me out on twitter.com/themacintosh1. My website, themacintosh1.com, which is actually a Tumblr blog. So if you already have a Tumblr, you can follow me that way. You can also comment below with questions, suggestions, and other stuff. And if you would not mind, comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you have any other suggestions, just let me know through Twitter. That's probably the easiest way to communicate with me. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.